Starting at the top of your mat, finding Tadasana or mountain pose. On an inhale, we'll reach our arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, fold and bow through the midline. On an inhale, reach up to a halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, plant your hands by your feet. You can either step the feet back, jump, lower through Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here to really reset. And with each inhalation, lengthening. And with each exhalation, maybe melting the heart a little bit closer to the thighs. On your next inhalation, go ahead and shift forward, coming to a high plank. And then as you exhale, very slowly lower all the way to your belly and release. You can let your hands come to rest alongside the body, palms of the hands facing up towards the sky. You can turn your head to rest on one side here. We're going to move through 3 back bends here on our bellies. So we'll set up for the first variation. You can bring your chin to the mat in front of you. Arms stay alongside the body. We're going to exhale all of the breath out. And then on an inhalation, you begin to lift your head and your thighs, your feet and your hands. Taking 5 deep, full breaths here. Really lengthening through the feet and lengthening through the crown of the head. And then when you're ready, after your 5th breath, you can very gently release, lowering back to the earth, turning your head to rest on one side. We're going to set up for another back bend here. So again, you can choose and stay with the first variation that we just did. Or if you'd like to add on, you can come to interlace the hands at the lower back. Draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. Bring the chin towards the mat in front of you. Exhale all of the breath out. And then inhale, lift the head and the heart. Maybe the feet and the thighs. And begin to draw the hands back towards the feet, opening up the shoulders here. Again, breathing at your own pace. And after your 5th breath, you can very slowly begin to release the feet, release the hands. Turn your head to rest on one side. We'll set up for one final back bend. Again, you can stay with the first variation or the second, whichever you choose. But if you'd like to add on, we're going to start by bending the knees. Reaching the hands back for either the tops of the feet or the ankles. So setting up for upward facing bow. Again, draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. Bring the chin to the mat in front of you. Exhale all of the breath out as you inhale. Now lift the feet into the hands. Opening up the shoulders for upward facing bow. Again, 5 breaths in your own time. And then once you feel complete here, you can very slowly lower and release. Again, turning your head to rest on either side. We're going to bend the knees again and just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Gently massaging and releasing the lower back. You can take as much time as you need here. Eventually we'll extend our legs. We're going to shift and make our way onto our backs. So you can bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press the hands down into the earth. Press up through a chaturanga. Push up. And then come onto your back. Again, however you choose to get here. Just slowly making your way onto your back. We're going to start with our knees bent. bringing the soles of our feet to the earth. Feet should be about hips width distance apart, and you should be able to touch the backs of your heels with your hands. So we're going to set up for bridge pose here. So as you're ready, you can inhale here, and then press down through the feet, lift the hips up towards the sky. You can draw your shoulder blades underneath, maybe one and then the other, coming to interlace the hands at the lower back. Again, staying pressed down through the feet, keeping the hips lifted for bridge pose. And breathing here. And after your fifth breath, very slowly and mindfully release, returning your upper, middle, and then lower back to the earth. We're going to set up for 2 more back bends here. Again, as always, you can stay with the first variation, the bridge pose, or if you'd like to add on, you can always feel free. So 1 more bridge. Inhale, press down through the feet. Exhale, lift the hips. Draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. 5 breaths. And feel your heart open up in this back bend. After your 5th breath, very slowly release, returning your lower back down to the earth. And again, we'll set up for 1 last back bend. You can always stay with the bridge pose. If you'd like to move into full wheel, I'll instruct that. So we'll place our hands alongside our ears, fingertips facing towards the shoulders. You can go ahead and press down through the feet, lift up to the crown of the head first, and then extend the arms and the legs for full wheel. Again, taking 5 deep, full breaths in your own time, in your own pace. And once you feel as though this is complete, you can very slowly begin to release, returning your back down to the earth and hugging the knees into the chest here. We'll begin to rock from side to side, gently massaging the lower back, releasing. And take as much time as you need. Eventually we'll begin to rock forward and back, maybe building some momentum here. And eventually we're going to rock up to a seated position and setting up for Paschimottanasana. So you can shift your hips back, extend the legs out long, out in front of you. You can flex the toes and sit up tall through the spine. Find Dandasana or staff pose. Hands alongside the hips, spine is long. Take a big inhale here, and then as you exhale, slowly begin to fold forward, hinging forward from the hips for Paschimottanasana. Taking 5 breaths, again in your own time. And then once you're ready, on an inhale, you might slowly begin to walk yourself back up to a seated position. Coming back to Dandasana or staff pose. We're setting up for Janu Shirsasana now. So we'll bring the sole, the left foot, to meet the inside of our right thigh. Right toes stay flexed. Take an inhale to lengthen, and then as you exhale, fold over the right leg. 5 breaths. With each inhalation, lengthening through the spine. And with each exhalation, maybe folding a little bit deeper over the right leg. On an inhale, slowly begin to walk yourself back up to a seated position. Extend the left leg out to meet the right. Switch sides. Sole of the right foot meets the inside of the left thigh. Once again, inhale to sit up tall, really lengthen through the spine. And then on your exhale, fold over the left leg. Again, 5 deep, full breaths. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. After your 5th breath, go ahead and inhale, come back up. Slowly walk yourself back up to a seated position. You can extend the right leg out to meet the left. Now we're going to bend both knees and bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to make about a diamond shape with our legs here. We're going to sit up tall through the spine, clasp the feet. Take an inhale and lengthen. And then as you exhale, we'll fold forward at the hips. Trying to keep the spine long. And really drawing the chest towards the feet. And take a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can slowly begin to lift yourself back up, finding a comfortable seated position. You can extend your legs out long if you'd like. And either way, we're going to make our way back onto our backs here. So however you want to get there. We're going to bend our knees and set up for a reclined spinal twist. So take the right leg, cross it over the left, shift the hips all the way over to the right side of your mat. And now let your knees fall to the left. You can bring your arms out to a T position if you'd like. And maybe your gaze will come over your right shoulder. 5 breaths. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift your knees, bringing them back in through center. Shift your hips towards the center of your mat and uncross your legs. Cross the left leg over the right this time. Shift the hips all the way to the left side of your mat. And now let your knees fall to the right. Your gaze can now come over your left shoulder. And breathe here. And once you feel this is complete, you can inhale, bring your knees back up through center, uncross the legs. We'll bring the soles of our feet together now, and just let your knees fall away. So finding Sukha Baddha Konasana. You can bring one hand to your belly, and the other hand to your heart, and close your eyes. And take a moment to really tune in and tune into yourself, your higher self. And now ask yourself, what else do you need to help you to complete your practice? You can always choose to stay just as you are, or if you'd like to pause the video and take the next 5 to 10 breaths and move in any way that you'd like. And feel free to do that. Otherwise, if you're following along here, eventually we're going to set up for Savasana. So bringing your knees back in together, extending your legs out long. reaching them towards the corners of your mat. And let your hands come to lay alongside the body. And find some stillness here. And just let go and take rest.